Bullet goes really quicker. Here we can sometimes see the ball, you can dodge the ball. The real bullet, you cannot see it. You take the bullet, it's true.
Paintball has seen spectacular growth and is now played in some 50 countries throughout 5 continents.
In the United States, the market really exploded some 4 or 5 years ago when paintball equipment started to be sold in supermarket. Now the United States alone represent 10 times the European market. So it's really becoming a very big industry. The sport is becoming more serious. Events such as this one look a lot more serious than they did even some 5 years ago. And now really paintball is truly an industry and a sport.
I used a mechanical marker at first, and then I got myself an electronic model that fires much more rapidly. There's no comparison. The new electronic cards help the players by greatly improving the way the marker operates.
And the only reason they're shooting it is because they want to be the best. You know, they want to win. And this is what they need to win. They need something that shoots faster than anybody else's. And is lighter and easier to handle than any other gun around.
In the past, the media knew very little about the sport and its rules and gave it fairly poor coverage. When you mentioned paintball, nobody knew what you were talking about. People would say, "You're playing war games." Not at all. We have inflatable structures, but Super Ball is hardly ever seen on television. It just never gets shown.
We gotta fucking do it! Let's do this! Come on, let's bring it right now, guys! Barrel plugs off! Get this shit in here now!
The huddle is like New Zealand's all-black haka, intended to motivate the team and stir the players into action.
I'm not scared to die, God help me.
As they move onto the ground, players know exactly where they're going to position themselves before moving into forward play. The aim of the centers is to hit their opponents as they advance. To win the game, they must take over the key obstacles, even if this means sacrificing players.
Will never come undone.
Well, I put in too much air, so I'll have to let some of it out. Before the game starts, there's the ritual of filling the cylinders with the compressed air that propels the paintballs. The bottles are tested regularly in the same way as diving tanks. Well, here we're checking the paintball pressure and the expiration date. Then each player checks that his equipment is functioning correctly. The speed of the paintball as it leaves the gun is regulated to a maximum 300 feet per second. We wear special masks designed to withstand the force of the balls. Players are increasingly well equipped. Markers are now fitted with liquid crystal screens that indicate the number of balls fired, the temperature, and the amount of vibration in the wrist. It's a full-on instrument panel. The friction between the different parts can create minor defects in the joints. And even though that was funny to watch, the paintball must be correctly propelled using the marker.
The problem that I see the most is ones that people cause themselves by messing about. Yeah. We just changed the grip frame. He had a grip frame that had one trigger on.
At each tournament, the various manufacturers provide technical assistance to ensure that the markers are correctly regulated. There are a variety of techniques to enable rapid firing, and the triggers must be adjusted accordingly.
So you shoot every time you hit it, doubles.
Unlike other alternative sports, there's no background music or other noise during the game. This makes it easier for the players to exchange precise signals, to inform each other that a player has been eliminated, how the match is progressing, and what sort of risk they can take. The backs have no problem communicating with each other as they're on their feet in open ground and can easily see what's happening in the game. The new generation of players aged between 14 and 17 are introducing new ways of playing.
To reach the US level, you have to train a lot more, that's for sure, but you need to promote much more paintball in the country, especially the youngsters, like roller skates, funboarding and skateboarding.
The growth of paintball has led to the launching of a glossy new international magazine, Faceful.
I think it's very, 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 very beautiful, especially the beach part.
Printed in France but written in English, it covers competition exclusively and is influencing the development of paintball. When the Russians take up a new sport, they really do it properly. They train 3 times a week, have solid financial backing, and are among the few teams that have a professional coach.
So we just have some sponsors which back us financially, and we train a lot, and we have some skills. We have 2 trainers who just work with the team, and all the team members are sportsmen.
The tension mounts during the semi-finals. There are 4 teams in each group, and the team that wins the most matches goes on into the finals.
One more thing, I want to say hello to my mother. Hey, Mama.
There are 7 referees for each match. They are equipped with portable calculators known as radars to check the speed of the paintballs as they leave the marker. They are also there to talk to team captains before the match to remind them of the basic rules, which tend to be overlooked when the pressure's on.
When you hit one guy, one time, don't shoot him like 1,000 times, okay?
When he receives a hit, that's good. He feels the impact, and he should then get up and leave the field. The problem is when players' markers are hit and they don't notice. The ref is there to let them know. He's also there to intervene whenever there's any quote-unquote cheating and to make sure that players stick to the rules. The ref also checks the speed at which the balls leave the marker. The maximum allowable speed is 300 feet per second. If it's above that, the player's penalized and must leave the field. Professionals go all out. They try to get as far downfield as possible using using the best possible markers available and models that fire without a hitch. But sometimes, we occasionally suspect that transmitters are being used. It's been like that since paintball first began, the use of earphones and so on. We've had the odd doubt about that sort of thing, but it's never been proved. And frankly, they aren't particularly useful. At this level, it's not only good technique on the part of the individual players that counts, it's also how well they play as a team, and that's something that can't be improvised.
Match up and down. Beautiful play from everyone. Really tough game. But we managed to pull it off. I'm so happy right now. Hey, baby, we're going to the finals!
The 7-man World Cup at Toulouse draws huge crowds with over 10,000 spectators attending the 3 days of the tournament. Three of the 4 professional teams are from the United States: Bob's Long Ironman, Dynasty, and Ground Zero. Joy Division is the only European team to make it into the professional finals. Ground Zero will, as usual, be playing an extremely aggressive and highly spectacular game. Dynasty will be just as fiery, with a team mainly made up of players under 20.
On his leg, the bottom of it!
We're a team of a lot of young players. Our average age is maybe 20 years old, and the way we've become so good is by practicing very hard and playing some of the top teams in the world, like Team Ironman.
Two, 3 days a week we play. 5 of the guys on the team live in a house together in San Diego. We practice a lot, and we all love the game so much. That's why we're a good team.
It's always fun!
In this final stage of the competition, concentration is total and there's a lot of tension in the air. The teams have already played 13 matches. Every single move counts, and the slightest error can be fatal.
Stand up, sausage! Oh, my mirror!
What makes the difference? To move to the taco, to move to the 50s. We took control, and it just turned on them. We took control right in the beginning. It was excellent. And Coupe du Mundo came in.
They played tight.
Everybody.
But I got the best team in the
Coupe
world
du
right here!
Mundo.
Woo!
Coupe du Mundo.
Come here, Rosie! Look at this guy! Oh! Yeah, Ground Zero, one more game. We're on the ground.
Sweden's Joy division doesn't do it all well in the finals and finishes up 4th in their group. It's America's Bob's Long Ironman to take out the championship with 3 wins in the 3-match finals.
The game before, they sweet spotted a lot of us off the break, so we came out a little bit stealth, a little less going up forward. Just got our guns up a lot more this game, knew what they wanted to take, knew what we wanted to do, where we came short. Just full on played our hearts out. That's basically what it takes now. Just play like you want it. I've seen the team change and go up and down, left, right, probably hundreds of paintball players. This is by far the best looking tournament I've ever been to. Played tournament years for about 14 years now. You know, I've only played in PPL 3-4 years now. Tons of everything. I came here, great people, everyone's nice, beautiful grass. Everyone knows what paintball is. I mean, over here it's beautiful. You ripped me up.
I only shot you once. I stand there like this, and you guys are bink, 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 and I look up, you're running, I'm like, fuck you.
That's all smack. Thanks, man.
22 countries, 102 teams. The Americans have done it again. They're the pros and deserve to win. But the Scandinavians are improving their game all the time. The French aren't taking part as they're acting as referees, and you can't do both. That's International Federation ruling. But there have been some great matches, and the American professionals put on one hell of a show. And just for the record, there will have been some 4 million paintballs fired over the weekend, with over 500 matches played. The Toulouse tournament amply shows that Europe is making a major contribution to the development of paintball on the international scene. The date has already been set for next year's tournament. See you there?
One more step into the paintball industry. Discover Paint Check and enter a new dimension of paintball. Whether you already know paintball or not, Paint Check is the game you need to run the basics of this exciting sport and to develop your team strategies like a professional player. Play tough games against your friends and become a